It's Friday, January 9th, and this is the Echo Press News Minute for the week of January 4th through the 10th. I'm Lisa Johnson. Here are the top stories in the Wednesday, January 7th issue. Attention skaters, the skating pond at Newnan Park is officially ready for the season. Bill Tennis, Director of Parks and Facilities for the City of Alexandria, said the goal had been to have everything up and running before Christmas, but Mother Nature had other plans. The rink was cleaned off and zambonied on Friday, December 26th, but then there was a temperature warm-up, and we got rain Saturday, December 7th. He said there was a lot of water standing on the ice. Mother Nature still wasn't playing nice when she then dumped about 5 inches of snow on the area. Tennis says as he was sweeping the ice to get the remaining residue off, there were about 40 to 50 people who were ready to get on the ice and skate. Tennis says the lights at the park will be on from dusk until about 9 p.m. nightly, and the warming house, officially opened January 5th, is available for skaters weekdays from 3:30 to 9:30 p.m. and from 1 to 9:30 p.m. on weekends and school holidays. Skate rentals are not available at Newnan Park, but Tennis says he knows that Cowing Robards in downtown Alexandria has skates for rent. An Osakis man and a Sauk Center woman died in a two-vehicle crash in Stearns County Friday, January 2nd. Paul Joseph Matthews, 55, of Osakis, was driving north in a 2018 Dodge Durango on Highway 71. Linda Shirlene Erickson, 63, of Sauk Center, was driving a 2015 Kia Sportage south on Highway 71. The vehicles collided head-on near the intersection with 265th Street, according to the Minnesota State Patrol. Both drivers were wearing seatbelts and airbags were deployed on both vehicles. The Minnesota Lottery says a $100,000 winning lottery ticket was sold at Brothers Market on State Highway 29 North. When contacted by the newspaper, an employee at the convenience store said they knew that a $100,000 ticket was purchased, but they didn't know who the winner was. Unless the winner chooses to opt in publicly, their name and city will not be released. The odds of winning the $100,000 prize is 1 in 200,000, according to the Minnesota Lottery. A total of 1 million Minnesota Millionaire raffle tickets went on sale October 21st, 2025, and sold out in a record 14 days. This was the fastest sellout ever in the game's history. Last month, Addison Newman was nominated by U.S. Representative Michelle Fischbach for 3 different military academies. Newman, a senior at Alexandria Area High School, was nominated to the U.S. Military Academy at West Point in New York, the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, and the U.S. Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, Colorado. According to information on Fischbach's website, members of Congress can nominate up to 10 candidates for appointment to 4 of the 5 U.S. service academies. Nominations are based on a whole person evaluation. Factors like academic achievements, extracurricular activities, leadership skills, physical aptitude, character, and motivation are taken into consideration and compared with other applicants. For those who are interested in applying, the nomination application period opens May 15th of every year for candidates who are high school juniors and will be seniors the following year, or for those who have already graduated. In life, the 2 Christmas bird counts in Douglas County didn't exactly get off to smooth starts, either of them, but they were both record-setting in a lot of ways. Both counts had to be moved because of bad weather. Organizer Ben Eckhoff is an area naturalist with the Minnesota DNR's Division of Parks and Trails. He says nothing went as planned in that sense, but it was a good thing we did because both days we were supposed to hold the count would have been disastrous, not only for driving and safety, but also for seeing birds because conditions just weren't conducive. It ended up being a very good year overall considering the conditions. In Alexandria, birders tallied a total of 36 species and 3,460 birds. More information about the Alexandria and the Kensington counts and plenty of photos are in the print and online story. In sports, the Alexandria wrestling boys team turned in a dominant performance Saturday, January 3rd at the St. Paul Harding Duels, capturing the championship with 3 impressive dual meet victories. The Cardinals opened the day in commanding fashion, rolling past St. Paul Harding 72-6 before following it up with a convincing 57-15 win over Chisago Lakes. This set the stage for the championship against Rochester Century. Century has put together a fine season, going undefeated in duels leading up to the event, but Alexandria was able to give them their first loss as they prevailed 31-27 to claim the team title. Senior standout Nolan Fettig had a memorable tournament and was recognized by opposing coaches who named him the tournament's outstanding wrestler. You can save money by subscribing to the newspaper, and we're also offering digital memberships to access the paper online. Stop by our office at 1920 Turning Leaf Lane Southwest, Suite 12 in Alexandria, or give us a call. The Echo Press, giving information life since 1891. Here are the top stories in the Friday, January 9th issue. The Windmill Project and Garden Center Lanes teamed up to host an inclusive bowling night for teens and adults with special needs this week. The Windmill Project is a nonprofit organization led by a board of parent volunteers from the community. It primarily serves by providing sensory-friendly events that encourage connections and relationships within that special needs community. A lot of us on the board are parents of kids with special needs, says Ashley Schoeneck, Windmill Project board member. My 2 kiddos are on the spectrum, and so when we found out, I wanted to find a way to get involved in the community and to create events that I knew my kids would be comfortable attending. Among the events the Windmill Project oversees are awesome athletes, Spring Fling, plays at the Andrea Theater, special time at Country Blossom Farm, dance party, inclusive social hour, and holiday-themed events. We're just kind of in the process of trying to find new and different ways for the adults to connect, Schoeneck says. Just look at all the amazing people that are here. This is so cool. I'm just so excited right now to see so many people show up. Schoeneck says she gets emotional thinking about what the Windmill Project offers its participants. Having something like this in our community has definitely saved my family, she says, because you can feel very isolated and alone. Having a place where you know that you can connect and learn and grow with other families that are on the same journey as you has been completely life-changing. For more information on the Windmill Project, visit windmillprojectmn.org. A new year means it's time for someone new to lead the Douglas County Board of Commissioners. At its annual reorganizational meeting on Tuesday, January 6th, Shane Schmidt was nominated and approved as the new chairperson. He'll take over the position from Jerry Rapp. The commissioners also took action on or approved a number of items that need to be approved annually. For the full story of the county's reorganizational meeting, read it online or in print. Apparently, just under 3% of Americans think they could beat a grizzly bear in an unarmed fight. Journalistic.org says, quote, for a bit of festive fun, Stake surveyed 2,000 U.S. sports fans aged 16 or older to find out exactly how they think they'd fare in bare-knuckle showdowns against a roster of animals. To be more specific, they surveyed UFC MMA sports fans, that's Ultimate Fighting Championship Mixed Martial Arts. Quote, despite a humble 29.50% of respondents admitting they couldn't beat any animal in an unarmed fight, around 7 in 10 Americans believe they could take down at least one. says the news release. A surprisingly bold 2.75% of Americans, that's about 6.84 million, believe they could beat a grizzly bear unarmed, and a shocking 4% of men are confident they could take down a kangaroo with their bare hands, compared to just 0.90% of women, which might lend some insight to the viral TikTok interviews that set the socials abuzz back in the spring of 2024. Content creator Screenshot HQ asked 8 women on the street if they'd rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear. 7 of the 8 answered, without hesitating, a bear. Read the online or print version for the full story. The Alexandria School Board has appointed Kyle Momsen to fill the seat of Elizabeth Paul, who resigned in November of 2025. Momsen was unanimously voted in and approved by school board members at their organizational meeting January 5th. He will fill the unexpired term of Paul, who had only been on the board since January of 2025. He'll take the school board oath at the regular meeting February 23rd. In a news release from the school district, school board chairperson Angie Krebs said, Kyle brings a wealth of educational leadership and community involvement experience. He understands the value of listening first, considering information carefully, and then speaking with intention, and that will make him a strong addition to our board. Go to our online or print version of the paper for more reorganizational details, including who was named chairperson. In life, Michelle Bredesen has wanted to do a winter festival ever since she and her husband Tyler bought Carlos Creek Winery in 2022. And this year it's finally happening. The first ever Snowfest Winter Festival will be held at Carlos Creek Winery Saturday, January 17th. It starts at 11 a.m. and there is a whole list of activities. Ice sculptures by MN Ice, live ice sculpture demonstrations, a kids sled parade, a craziest winter hat contest, outdoor ice bar snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, and more. Winter is one of my favorite seasons, says Bredesen. I've always loved the big ice events that they have in the metro, but I wanted to see one closer to home. It seemed like the perfect idea to gather outside around fires, dressed in our snow gear, and enjoying the community. In sports, the Alexandria boys basketball team was ready to answer the challenge on the court Tuesday, January 6th. Against a new section opponent, the Cardinals battled to protect home court. Alexandria gutted out a 90-86 win over Class 4A, number 8 ranked Moorhead at the Alexandria Area High School, beginning the new calendar year on a winning note while handing the Spuds their first loss of the season after they started the year 9-0. The matchup was contested between Section 8 4A opponents. Items in our opinion page this week include a commentary from the president and CEO of Forum Communications, the 5th generation publisher of the Forum, our history column, and In the Know column on why tourism matters, letters about township boards, the community Christmas dinner, and fraud charges, our thumbs up, thumbs down editorial, and an Our Turn column about reading books. I'm Lisa Johnson. This is the Echo Press News Minute for the week of January 4th through the 10th. The Echo Press News Minute is produced by Al Edenloff and Lisa Johnson. The Echo Press, giving information life since 1891.